side of the truck, down the left side of the truck, or view. Considering the number of vehicles in this operation, Vex, you would have some familiarity with these guys. This is not the biggest force that they would frequently attack. They have a they are known. Side, the lead to start drawing weapons. The guy in the pickup, in the back of the pickup, it's a old style, it's a like an elevator or something. And he pulls the lever back to load it, and bikes on this side, the front two also really well organized. The front two start pulling their weapons out. These guys are the front guys using the second rifles, and they're obviously getting ready to attack. You will see the fire start rolling out of the front of this machine gun, and that's where it's going to stop. They are definitely attacking. Vex, considering the number of vehicles in this operation, Vex, you would be in no way to have some familiarity with this. This is not the biggest force that they would attack. They have they are known for attacking convoy with a completely overwhelming force with a dozen, 2,000 bikes, sometimes multiple other vehicles. This is not just a scouting party or anything. It might just be a few bikes, but this is a smaller force. So, yes. Alright. There's all very enough for you guys. Call it for the night. I'm going to try to get this going for next week. And we'll see Mr. Puck.
Cool.
Well, I've done that. I guess sounds like our mics are all live, but for some reason, of course, my camera isn't. I guess that's just not surprising. There's always something. Yeah, guys, I will be just a moment. Apparently, I need to reset. So, reset this camera. Okay, I am back. Well, at least my audio is back. Apparently, when I went to reset the camera, when I went to reset my camera, I unplugged the wrong one, unplugged my mic, and Voice Meter does not like it when I unplug my mic. Voice Meter dies every time I unplug this mic. So, anyway, we're back, and we are in the middle. This is actually part 2 of a waste disposal convoy mission. Part 1 is will be uploaded soon, and I'm going to take just another moment here. I'm going to see if I can get my video going right, and then there it is. Hey, look at that witness protection program. It looks like I am now. Let me switch this over. Get a slow here. One moment. Look at that. All right. Let me there. Oh, you can actually see me. Amazing, huh? And I'm only slightly cut off there. Let me do some adjustments. There. Good enough. Of course, I got to show off the shirt for today. The Straight Outta Night City Reloaded shirt. Available in the shop. Let's see. So we got that. Okay, so as I was saying, part 2 of the Waste Disposal Convoy mission. Part 1 started out with Vex, Stringer, and Marcellus. Vex is not able to be here for today, so it is Stringer, Marcellus, and I. Bullet, the NPC, is also involved in this one. And the quick recap is we have the PCs, the punks were hired to do guard or help guard a convoy of waste materials. Some pretty nasty stuff going from Night City to a waste facility down in Mexico. However, along the way they're being attacked by the Rack and Shiv. That's where we Raff and Shiv, not Rack. Raff and Shiv. Anyway, that's where we'd left off in the first part. And we have, just for everybody's refresh, Bullet is up front here on his bike. And we have a 70-foot tractor trailer here. And then we have a 60-foot tanker. Then we have a tractor and a double tanked trailer here, making 2 35-foot tankers on this one. And a smaller 20-foot box truck. Excuse me, that was a 35-foot and a 20-foot box truck. And then the back is another tractor trailer. This is another big one, 70-foot tractor trailer. This one actually has some weaponry on it. This rear one and that first one are the same models, but the front one had no weapons on it. The rear one has a pair of M134 miniguns, on the back. There's one on this side, one on this side, near where Marcellus is. They have on each side. They have a little balcony-like veranda for a gunner to stand on or get to take cover on, whatever. We also last time found they have some automation from the drivers or from the cab anyway. Vex. Last time Vex was actually back here on his bike, but of course he's not here, so we'll see how that plays out. Our attacking party, we have 3 bikes over here and another 3 bikes over here. These are all Raff and Schiff bikes. They also have a pickup coming up the rear. The pickup has a old style machine gun in the bed with somebody manning it. And then they also have a punk knot bus, basically coming up back here, all armored and weapons on it, and very, very road warrior looking vehicle back there. And I believe when we left, the attackers were just coming up the sides. One bike had gone all the way to the front, and there was some stuff going on up here. Had cut off Bullet and was riding right in front of, just barely in front of him. And then we had the 3 on each side, and I'm recalling, had they actually pulled weapons yet on you guys? Does anyone recall?
Not that I remember.
As I recall, they were effectively, we were just rolling into initiative, and you were saying they were pulling weapons.
I believe that is correct. Yeah, they were just that when the last thing I said was the cliffhanger, so to speak, the last time was, yeah, that they're starting to pull some weapons out. So, since we are starting again, is there anything else we need to make sure we're all on the same page and getting back into this one before we actually do initiative? Or is everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go.
I think I'm fairly ready to go.
Okay. I'm gonna do. Let me see here. One thing here. This is just a quick check here. Okay. I realized I hadn't done a confirmation that the rolls and stuff were going to come through to the stream okay, so I wanted to test that real quick, and they are very good. Okay. So Stringer, you were inside the cab. You had your window down. The other 3 windows were up, and an armor plate had covered them. An armored system had come down over the front windshield of the truck also, I believe. Okay. Let's see now then if we can go ahead and get a turn order going. Actually get it where it can be seen.
As ever, my initiative rolls are as bad as they can be.
Okay, we got that in place.
Mine is good for a change.
Looks like we didn't. So we got Marcellus on the turn order. Stringers, yours didn't get on there. Let's see if I can add. If I can add you.
Yep. That's because I forgot to click on my icon first.
Ah.
I remembered for a change.
Okay. Maybe this is going to let me do that. I do recall I had. Oh, that works. That works. Thank you.
Then I can adjust it.
20 was right. Was your number?
Yep.
Okay, that works. And moment. Let's see if we can get. Maybe it's going to work for us this time. I recall last time when we had last combat we were doing, I was having trouble with it not doing things as I wanted it to. But let's see. Get bullets on there. Where are you? Alright, gentlemen, just a moment. There he is. Here's Mr. Bullet. He's on there. And let's see if we can get our baddies on there. Why aren't you adding... Alright, come on, guys. Come on, Mr. Roll 20. Software engineer, whatever. Do what I want you to. Okay, gentlemen, for some reason this thing's not letting me add them to the turn order. I thought I should be able to... Well, I don't know, guys. I don't know why it's not letting me add the... Of course, I don't have NPCs generated, character sheets generated for them, but it should still let me do this. I don't know why it is not. But that's okay. I will do it differently, I guess. Alright, well, we're just going to pick somebody else off my list here. And we'll use them to get initiative onto the list. Obvious, and if it's not obvious, this is not who's actually here, but... Okay. That was strange. I don't know what it's doing, but that's okay. We'll just go with it, right? Okay. One moment. Okay. Alright, well, in any case, this seems to have worked. I don't know why it did what it did, but it doesn't matter. It worked. Just weird stuff. So that's the guy that's on the bike up in front of Bullet. And we can make sure, yeah, you guys can actually see everybody. These guys don't actually exist. Get them off the map. Okay. Stringer, you are first. What are you going to do, sir?
Well, I think if one of those bikes comes up alongside the window of the cab, then I'll try and make him regret it.
Okay, well, you have probably the closest one. You're on the passenger side, as I recall. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
Well, these guys are. Move him into his position, kind of spreading out. Basically, they're spreading out along the length of the truck here. Of course, those miniguns haven't started to fire yet, so that might affect their decision making. Oh, and we do need to have, because he is on the screen and everything, need to have one more person on here. Oops. Try that again. Hit that, and then hit that. There we go. Like I said, I'm not gonna. What's that? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that minigun probably ought to concentrate on the pickup.
Well,
It's going to.
So I was actually, I'll ask Marcellus. I'll check with you here in a moment, because there was that auto manual switch. I couldn't remember if you'd actually flipped it or if you were just going to use a weapon that you had in hand or something. But we'll.
No, it's on auto.
You're leaving it on auto. Okay.
On auto.
Okay. So you're Stringer. There is this one bike that is right here is coming up. He's going past you in motion. He does not seem to be stopping or slowing down or trying to match speeds or anything. He seems to be moving forward further. But he is going past the window. Potentially, since the window's down, you could be shooting at the second one on this side also.
Yep.
Now and as we're starting here, the driver, Stringer, in the cab and over the radio, the driver does say 3 bikes on each side coming up next to us. Yeah, okay, that's what he says. That's his entire dialogue for this round. So, what you gonna do? Shoot at him?
I think I'll aim for the second one.
The second one, okay.
Yep.
Alright. So that one. Let me go back over, did I? Let's see. Nope.
I'll use the 1 point of luck to avoid the fumble. Attack 23. Something tells me I've had my 2 best rolls all game.
That might be it, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna do them. They're gonna have to roll a dodge. Well, basically they're gonna get a dodge, and then they're gonna have to roll a driving check too if they get hit. So that's gonna be. You got their booster on, so. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. What am I missing here? Flash roll. Oh. There we go. Alright, my friend, you have missed. Not by much. But you have missed this guy and his butt. Or, excuse me, not this one. Pardon me. You have missed the second one, as you said.
Yep.
Not by a lot, but you missed him. Was that was a single shot? That was from your pepper box, right? Yeah, the boomer.
Just single shot.
Boomer. Okay, and there's a single shot, one of your 4 before you reload. Okay. And Bullet is next, and I will make a couple of rolls for what's going up there, but you guys really can't see up there. Marcellus hanging off the side on that deck off the side. You might be able to see something, but you're kind of distracted at the moment. So unless you are really wanting to try and see what's going on up front, you won't be able to see it.
No, that's cool. Bullet is doing what Bullet is doing.
Okay. Well, there's that. So actually, Marcellus, you do get the sight of, yeah, this guy up here, this guy in the bike up here that had cut off Bullet just a moment ago. You see this bike kind of go out of control and whoops, and off to the side here and gone. That's Bullet's turn. Vex. Vex, you guys actually see him. Well, actually, Marcellus, you knew he was back there. You could see him. He was between the back of the truck and the pickup. And you see him just kind of very suddenly go off road and head out that way somewhere.
Yep.
And don't know. He just kind of, that happened. Okay. So, that's that. And Vex is no longer on turn order because he won't, unless he gets free and does actually join us. Like I said, I'm not going to run his character for him, so he is out of the game for the moment, or out of this session anyway. That was Bullet. So Marcellus, you are next, my friend. What is up? What you going to do with your 3.2?
Okay. So, first, obviously, over the radio, message going, Outrider gone. No one was expecting the name for Vex to come in. And then, assault rifle, and I'm going to start up here and effectively do a full auto, emptying the clip to try and get all three of them.
Okay, you're good.
So the idea being is that I'm actually going for the bikes because obviously you take out wheels, tires. If it hits riders, great, but it's literally full auto clip and walking fire down through all three.
Well, let's see. So, what weapon are you using for this?
I am using the AKR-20 medium assault rifle with a rate of fire of 30.
Hey. Pulling you up here. The AK, okay, the AKR, yep. Gotcha. Rate of fire is 30 shots. So, I remember how to do that with multiple targets, though. It's like it's 30, you know.
How long? And
I'm sorry?
just trying to find the book myself, and I haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me a. Hate slowing us down like that, but yeah, we want to. If we don't find it here pretty quick, I will make a ruling for this time, and we can be more precise next time because I don't want to slow us down too much, you know.
106 automatic weapon.
130, yeah. And there are some specific rules on it, but like I said, I hate to slow us down too much, so we'll just see if we find it here in the next moment or two. Otherwise, we're going to go on.
One sec, full auto.
105 in the main book, it looks like.
At close range, for every 10 rounds fired at close range, add 1 to your attack roll. Medium, long, and extreme. Subtract 1 from your attack roll.
Okay, well, we're going to call these guys are close.
For every point of success over the required to hit roll, 1 round hits the target up to the maximum rate of fire of the weapon.
And that is all set, I think, assuming only one, that you're only trying to shoot at one target. It sounds
The
like.
only other option you've got is suppressive fire.
Yeah, and you don't want to. Yeah, I don't think that's what you want to do right now. That's, yeah, of course, up to you.
No. Look,
Now,
I'll quite happily, I'll swap it and I'll do 3-round bursts. And just
okay,
do 3 rounds.
you just want to do that. Okay, all right.
Rather than hold things up, I'll do a 3-round burst on the top of the 3 rounds.
Okay, so 3-round burst. Now you get. It's. I think with multiple targets, you are still going to have your negative for your second and third action. Basically, it's as if you're taking 3 actions at 3 rounds each. Right.
3-round burst, 3-round burst, 3-round burst. If you
Right.
allow that.
Yeah, no, I can allow that. You're going to have your first one is the regular. You get the +3 for doing the 3-round burst. Your second one will be a 0 modifier, modified by whatever the gun accuracy is, whatever that stuff is. Okay. But as far as the attack, being able to hit them, so you got your +3 on the first one because of the burst. The second one you get a -3 because it's your second action, which would make that a 0 that out. And then the third one will be a -3.
Yeah.
Again, plus whatever the modifiers are for the weapon, if any. Which I don't remember if there are any. Okay. That was your +3, it's your 0. So there weren't any extra modifiers for the weapon, didn't have any accuracy bonus? Is that right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
0. It's a 0. Okay. Very good. Okay. Let's do some D&Es for these guys. Their D&E is actually the same thing as we just rolled a minute ago for the other guy. So first guy, second guy, third guy. So miss. Did it not do the third roll? It didn't do the third roll. So the second guy hit. Your second one hit. And your third one missed. You only hit the middle guy. Same guy that Stringer was trying to hit.
Shooting the opposite side.
Oh, you're on. I thought you were on the passenger side also.
No, I was on because I'm in the turret in the centre, so I knew String was on the passenger side, so I was taking the guys on this side.
There's okay.
So of course, the other. I'm sorry, you drive on the other side of the road.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's part that. Okay. So when you were thinking when you said passenger, you meant to be, oops, over here. I gotcha. That well, that happens. I will. I try to be more precise in my saying left or right rather than driver passenger next time.
That's my fault. Yeah, I've got because of course I drive on the other side of the road to you.
Of course. Which it's one of those things you don't consider that a big deal in a game like this until like right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so yes, I will. Just for future, so we can try to be on the same page. I will try to say left or right only, but Night City uses the American style where you're going to be driving on the left, passenger sits on the, or excuse me, driver sits on the left, we drive on the left. Okay. Okay, so anyway, that's fine. I'm good with that. So you didn't. Oh, okay. So all 3 hit.
Yep, armor piercing rounds.
So that was a night. Let's see where my sheet is right here. So that was not that it's maybe not going to matter, but right arm, left arm. Wait, I got that. Yeah, right arm, left arm. Yeah, that's That works. Okay. And let me see. We're in. Well, he doesn't. Oh. Okay. One moment. I'm gonna make my couple of notes here. Right. Right. So the middle guy on the right. Okay. And he's got to make a riding check. Which is going to be that. Okay, he succeeded on that. Okay, so yeah, you did hit him. You hit him in one arm, then the other arm, then the other arm. He is wearing looks like some pretty heavy leathers. But he kind of does this swerve a little bit thing, like under control. And that's pretty much what happens with him. So that is Marcellus. And I did... What happened to my... My bad guys aren't on the list. Oh, I know what I did. What happened. Okay. Whoops. Let me try this again. I accidentally took the bad guys off the initiative list. One moment. We'll get them back on. There we go. And it doesn't matter what their roll is. Because they're going last this time. Okay. So, on their roll, these four bikes are going to move up. This guy kind of moves in here closer. Well, let's see. He tries. He's going to make another motorcycle check. Yeah. He moves in even closer and kind of moves in close and right back here next to, pretty close to where, almost up against the truck, Marcellus, to where you are. This guy's going to move up to the driver here. Let's see, this guy moves up here. He moves up here. This, the third bike on the right-hand side, actually he appears to have been just going to drive on, but he sees that there's an open window right here. With somebody's smiling face at the window. So he's going to take a shot. Actually, let's see. So their weapons. So, yeah. Stringer, would you roll dodge and escape for me, please?
Yep.
And as you're doing that, their bullets bounce off on the other side of the truck. Stringer, this back truck. Well, okay then. Fine. Bullets bounce off the armor plating on the left side, driver's side, and the front of the truck you're in, Stringer. And you, Stringer, you see him come up. You see a weapon kind of come up, and he's one-handing it, cradling it in his other arm. It is a long gun of some kind, and he fires a full auto burst of 30 rounds at you, and it hits all around the window. And a couple of rounds actually come in and hit the ceiling inside the cab, and you just stare at him. In fact, would you like to attempt an intimidate? Since you just stared down 30 round bursts from a full auto assault rifle. So if you would like to attempt to stare this guy down, I'll give it to you. Which, if you
Yeah.
succeed, would give you a bonus to hit him, and him
Yeah.
a negative to hit you.
Well. No, that's a fumble. That's a 1.
That's a fumble. Okay. Well, at the last at the last second, you're trying to stare him down. At the last second, you duck. You duck back. He doesn't hit you. The intimidate thing didn't work. Yeah.
I don't actually have the skill, but I do have a cool of 8.
So yeah, you had a potential. You could have potentially could have succeeded, but the 1 kind of gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's those guys. The truck. Marcellus, you see the guy in the truck. Let's see. Let's see if he has. Well, okay. That's what happens. Okay, so this is a PunkNot type pickup. It has some random armor plating of different kinds. It is sitting way up high off the ground. Pretty impressive looking as far as an off-road vehicle probably goes, except that all the random pieces of steel and armor plating of various kinds that are strapped and whatever to it, welded. There is a guy in the back with the, I mentioned before, he has an old style, really old looking pendle mount, or tripod mount, machine gun on the back, sticks up over the top of the cab. You see him, he's down, has that weapon aimed right at you, and you see him squeezing the triggers, and nothing happens. And he starts fumbling with the receiver, fumbling with the belt ammo, trying to, gun jammed. So he's going to try to clear it. Okay, you do see he pops it open, yanks it out, messes with that belt some, throws everything back in, and cocks it again. And that's his turn. The bus is actually going to move in line right behind the pickup for the moment. And it's initiative again.
And then I forgot to click my token.
All right. Wow, Stringer. What happened to you?
No.
Yep. All right. So Bullet is first, and he is all alone up front. You hear on the radio, you hear Bullet just says, "On my way back." Something like he's let's see. Okay, so that wasn't a great roll, but luckily he's a pretty good bike rider. Motorcycle skill. So you guys see, or let's see, Stringer would mostly see. He drops back all the way back, and he is now riding out here someplace. And he's kind of on the edge, just on the outside edge of the paved road, on the pavement still, but right there. And his bike looks like it doesn't look like it. It looks like a sport bike. It's got the big culling on it, if I recall. Kind of looks like the Akira bike with the all-enclosed piece on it. Now that he's back here, Stringer, if you want to have noticed, Marcellus, you would be able to see him from back here. There are two, they look like miniaturized miniguns that have come out from the side, from either side of the lower half of the lower part of the bike. So that's his turn, Marcellus. Your turn.
I have a question. Just how far back is this pickup truck?
Let's see. He is not extremely far back. He is probably going to assume that he can maneuver better than the tractor trailer. I'm figuring out the answer to that question. But on the other hand, it's a big oversized tire, all that stuff. So his handling is probably really poor as far as having to avoid something. We'll do a 1 and plus 10. He is 13 meters, so what? Give or take 30, round number 13 meters, 30 feet. Just to use round numbers. I know that's not exact conversion, but close enough for government work. Back from the truck. So, like a full-size pickup like this, like a truck and a half, a vehicle length and a half back. More or less.
Do I think relative speed, if I launch myself off the back of the truck in a high jump, that I can land on the pickup?
What is your leap? I think it's leap that I'm asking for. Let me look here. Let me make sure I'm asking you the right question. You can look that up. It'll be in the other potential answers are going to be in the same place.
So leap.
Yeah. Remember the running. Go ahead. Right there.
So my leap is 6.
6?
That's what it says on the character sheet.
Unless I'm asking for the wrong thing, that doesn't sound. Yes, I see that. It does say 6. Why is his? Oh, because he has the. I think you can get a multiple. I'm going to double check this real quick. I believe you get. I'm just blanking on it, but I believe you get a multiple of that leap if you can get a running start, which I'm going to say this friend is long enough for the 2 to 3 steps, which I think is all you need to get a running start. Give me a moment. I will confirm that. Mm-hmm. Oops. Maybe. Leaped. Okay, they're from a running start. Always divide your run by 4. Yeah, that is the running start. 6 is the running start number, and that's meters. So your leap is 6 meters. So the pickup is about double that away. So unless you have some method of adding being able to move further, no, you couldn't make that. It's double what you can do. It's double, so you could roll. I'd say if you want to roll in athletics to try it, you could do a big cinematic, way more than you should be able to, kind of a leap, but it'd be pretty difficult.
No, and I get that, but I'm also working off the fact that these are moving vehicles, so therefore, if I'm in the air, the vehicle is closing distance.
Oh. But you're moving
Yeah,
at
but
the
Mr.
speed.
Einstein will point out that it's relative.
That's what I was going to say. It's all because you are leaving the vehicle traveling at the same speed as the truck. If you were leaving, if your speed north, for lack of a better way to describe it, was 0 at the time you left the truck, well then the pickup would be coming up underneath you. But it's not. This gets into math, which is further than I want to get into. I'm sorry?
I said that's if you're leaping in a straight line. But
True.
if you're leaping upwards.
Mm-hmm. You're still moving north at the same speed as the truck. Now, you will start to slow down as soon as you leave the truck because you're not continuing to be accelerated forward north. But you're at the time you leave the truck, you're moving at the same speed as the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you what. I'll give you this. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it this way. Since it's double your leap, and I don't. None of us here are Einsteins. From the physics of that part of that, or the geometry, or the whatever it might be. I'm gonna say it this way: if you can roll a 20, target number of 20 athletics, you can do it. And it would look really cool.
It would. Let me check my athletics starting number.
Okay.
I'm curious as to what caliber these miniguns are.
The ones on the truck?
Yeah.
They are gonna be. Let's see, that's 12. They're gonna be 14 millimeter. So that's 5 die 6, 5 or 6 die 6.
Yep.
66, same as
6 die 6. That's right. You're right. So 6 die 6.
Yep.
They
I'm
are.
going for it.
You're gonna go for it?
Absolutely.
Okay. May I suggest you use luck?
I am using luck. I have a 50-50 chance without using luck. I'm spending 3 points of luck on this.
Okay. This could be This could be a very cool maneuver if you can pull it off. You may even have to. You may even if anybody survives that can see you doing it, there may be stories told of it. Look at that.
Yes.
You made it. You have leapt from.
Actually, I forgot to put the luck in.
Well, I guess you didn't use your luck, but luckily you made it because that was your roll.
I took the luck off the character sheet, but forgot I've got to put it as a modifier.
Okay, well, add it back on your sheet because you didn't use it. I gotta look at this real quick. Sorry, let me see here.
So basically, hopping out of the turret and launching in there, and then landing on the bonnet, dropping into a combat roll, because I want to come up and I'm going to take out the guy on the heavy machine gun.
Okay, so yeah, landing by, you're gonna roll over the windshield to the roof of the cab, and tackle or attack. Are you gonna? Is it your plan to tackle or attack the guy at the turret at the machine gun?
Attack. Basically, what I really want to be able to do is roll out of it and use that to launch through and kick it.
Okay. Make your attack. You have done well enough, and that is such a cool maneuver and idea. You will have no negatives to your first attack. Even though it's your second action, even though you're on this moving vehicles and all this stuff, I'm going to give it to you because that's just too cool an idea.
Sweet. Let me just check what my kick bonus is because I can't remember off the top of my hand. Top of my head.
Stringer, you will see in the displays that are, I told you the driver, when the armor came down across the front, the driver of the truck you're in is now driving by remote video, right? So there's displays and stuff. Okay. If you would like to have noticed it, you will notice that the rear camera of the truck suddenly, so you couldn't see Marcellus just where he was located, you couldn't see him. But just out of nowhere, you see Marcellus's back flying through the air and landing and rolling across the pickup.
Uh-huh.
And actually, Stringer, being the media you are, you will notice there is a red flashing dot in the corner of each one of these displays, the front, left, right, and rear display that the driver's using.
Yep, record.
It's being recorded. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you made your, so that's your attack to kick. Excellent. Excellent roll. Let's see, where's my... Okay, this guy doesn't have quite as high a reflex or right now because he didn't see any reason to kick in his cyberware for reflex boost. He's just standing on the back of a pickup. Why would he have to worry? Alright. So... Oh, you hit him. Well, your rolls aren't great, but your bonus is pretty cool, pretty massive. So,
Thank you, body and martial arts.
that's right. So you hit him in the torso, which I'll call that is a potential. Lower part of the body you couldn't really hit unless you were completely in the back of the pickup and attacking him from behind or something. But torso works, and 15 points. Okay, so you kick him in the torso. You see him kind of start to move back, like from the rebounding from the kick. But he doesn't. He only goes like 4 or 5 inches, and he stops and he almost bounces back into position behind the gun. And that's what happens. He doesn't seem to have lost consciousness or any of that kind of stuff.
No, cool.
Okay. Do you want to try a second attack? You would have your... What, -3 at this point on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go for a grab and throw.
Okay, so you going to try your grapple first?
Grapple
and then get
first,
the... Right. Okay.
then throw second. I know that's stacking even more negatives. So
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give this. I gave you the description of what happened when you kicked him, but let me give you something else. Do an awareness roll first before you do your next attack. Okay, yeah, definitely high enough. 20 was the highest difficulty on that possible. So, you notice there is a strap going around his back and clipped in on either side of... Actually, what you can see from your vantage point is there's a strap of some sort clipped on either side of the gun mount that runs around behind him. See, when you kicked him, he kind of moved back a few inches, but then right back into position. He's strapped in.
he's strapped in which case forget the grapple. I'll just go for a straight targeted punch straight to the head.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say because you could grapple him, but when you went to throw him, he wouldn't go anywhere. Hardly.
Yeah.
So I'd save you that.
What's the negative for a head?
What do we do in -4? 3 or 4?
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4. Yeah, 4. Negative to any particular limb, and I don't try to do it differently for the head. I think some refs do it differently for the head, but Same for all those. And then if you were going to go for a smaller target, like you want to go for the right eye, that would be higher difficulty. Okay, well, you hit him. $15 to the head, and he is not wearing a helmet. Kind of a side note from your awareness notice, there is actually a old style, like World War II or something style at least, gunner's helmet thing, shield, face shield, and all that hanging off the side of the gun mount. But so he is to the head. So basically, he's got no armor there. BTM, but doubled. Okay, so was that? And I'm sorry. Let me see. Is that a? Was that what kind of a attack was that? Was that a punch?
It was a punch.
Or strike? A strike or whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. I've leapt off, rolled, hit the bonnet, rolled over the top using momentum to just drive as I slide over the roof, a kick into his torso, and as I'm dropping down, I drop through an elbow straight through his jawline.
That works. Okay. You do that. You hit him with your elbow as part of the. You're still having a significant momentum, and we're moving forward, moving into him. Hyped up, the adrenaline's pumping. You bring that elbow forward. His whole jaw kind of moves off to the side, completely out of place. You hit him right on target where you wanted to. It does not come back. It's not like you hit him and his head moved and whatever. No, just the lower half of his jaw, his lower part of his skull, is completely cockeyed to the side. And yeah, one side, his head kind of tilted to the other side and is just dangling there. He is now hanging there by that strap that's attaching him to the mount. He's still kind of upright, but he's not standing anymore. He's kind of slumped down, and it's apparent the strap is the only thing holding him in place now. So, you have succeeded in that attack. So that is your turn. The baddies get to go. So this guy will continue to move up. This guy continues to move up. This guy continues to move up. Let's see, he moved right up to you. This guy is going to move up to here, and this guy is moving up to here. And the first thing that's going to happen is Marcellus. Let's see, you're not there anymore. Actually, you are. I'm going to move you off to the side, but you're actually in the cab or in the bed rather of this pickup now. Okay.
Yep.
This guy, as you leapt off, he was climbing up on the seat of his bike. He was about to try and jump onto that deck where you were standing. And as you leapt off, he was like reaching up to jump up there to try to attack you as you leapt away. So, as you leap away, he's kind of jumping up there, about to leap up. He's going to make his, let's see, he's got an athletics check. He's going to try to jump up there onto that. Okay? And, let's see, we'll do this. That's good enough. And we'll give him one more chance. That is not good enough. Okay, so as he is trying to leap up there, this kind of all happens within, the whole combat round is only 3.2 seconds here. So you leapt away, and you had your whole thing with here. But as you were leaping away, this guy was trying to leap at you to attack you. As he's jumping in the air to come up, and he's not far. He's only like less than a meter. He moved his bike as close to the side of this truck as he possibly could. But as he was leaping, the truck, just for the confirmation, this truck does a quick swerve to the left. So the tractor turns a little bit, and the trailer, all the way at the back here, you get this whipping action, because the driver just did a quick left and back to center. So the rear of this trailer just whips out and smashes into this guy's bike as he's jumping in the air. Also, so the bike's just gone out from under him, and the minigun that's on this corner spins up and puts a lot of rounds into this guy, who, what is remaining of him, falls to the pavement in chunks and rolls away. So that guy's gone. Okay. Driver of the pickup. I wonder if he, let's see. Did he even, he would have seen you coming across the back, but he doesn't necessarily know. No, he does not.
You would see me come over the bonnet and roll up his windscreen.
Well, it's armored. It's all weird pieces of armor, and then there's a couple of spots in it that he can see through, holes in it. So he definitely saw you rolling across there and up into the back, but he doesn't necessarily know that his gunner's gone or what happened to you after that. So he is just he's gonna move up a little bit tighter to the truck, and that's about it. And you're still there in the back of the truck. That's all he's gonna do. The bus doesn't really change its position, and that's all the bad guys can do. Stringer, what are you doing? Austin?
Hi, Mike.
Oh, okay. There you are.
Yeah,
sorry?
I'm back. I silenced my mic. Well,
Okay. No problem. What do you? It is your turn, and your window is still open, so yeah, you have options.
it looks like they're going to be a bit out of range for me with a pistol.
What is the range? Yours is it a 50-meter range?
Yeah.
So, just the round numbers, 10, 30. This guy would be on the, I'm going to say that this guy would be just outside of or right about on your range, so you could try to hit him, but you might have a penalty to hit him.
Yeah.
And of course, and the next guy up is definitely out of range, no doubt. And yeah, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to do anything this round?
Well, I do think that they're a bit off in the distance from me. That I'm going to put myself in the best position I can to capture the action.
Okay.
But I'm kind of tempted just to try using one of the miniguns for the hell of it. On the simple grounds that a 14mm is going to fire about 60 to 70 rounds a second, which means about 240 rounds in a combat turn, because a 3.5 second burst is no big deal.
Even though they are only die 6 damage weapons, they put out so many rounds. They chew. Normally in person-to-person combat, the damage to armor really doesn't add up fast enough to make much of a difference. But with these weapons, it does.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking along the lines of, if I give it a sustained burst for about 3.5 seconds or the whole turn,
right?
Which with something like this is that would actually make me something like plus 25 to hit.
Well, they're full. It's just full auto. It's whatever
Yeah,
they just
but
they
it's
just run.
plus 1 per 10 rounds.
Ah, gotcha. I see what you're looking at. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Mini are actually at high rates of fire, and you don't need a lot of skill.
I
Yeah.
know, but it's also the thing with the minigun is you aim at a car, and do a burst of 2 to 3 seconds, and you're spraying over at least a 6-foot radius, maybe more. And okay, so I've never used one this big, but I've I fired a 5.56 and a 7.62 one, and they're 100 rounds per second on the 7.62 and 160 on the 5.56. It's just like
Yes. Yeah.
500 rounds have gone down there.
You get a tree that like a year old, I don't know, a meter around tree, a 2-3 foot diameter tree, and you cut through it in 5-10 seconds. You just slice it off. Yeah. Yeah. They're insane.
Yeah, you watch a 5.56 shred a car. And okay, there's no armor plate on it, but
right. Well, I understand where you're coming from in the rules, but I would like to not make it plus 20 or whatever. I think we're gonna cap it. I think we're gonna cap that. I am gonna give you a good bonus. I will give you a good bonus if you want to use one, but not we're not gonna be plus 20s.
Yeah.
That's the rules. At some point the rules kind of you can't just infinitely add those bonuses. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. But yes, you can. That computer, that display that you were using to look up the news information and stuff earlier, it did on the menu system. It did have onboard weapons listed as part of what it could do. So, if you want to try to do that, you probably could.
So I'm gonna look at onboard weapons, and see when I see minigun, I'm gonna look see if there's a targeting reticle will appear.
Yes, you actually when you bring up the menu item onboard weaponry, there's actually it's by location, which you can pick your side, the right hand side, front right hand side. There is one of those that shows up on that location. There is a some laptops have that little dot. I don't know what the hell you call it. Basically, it's a little thing on the keyboard, but it acts like moving a mouse around the screen.
Yeah, I know the
this
thing
keyboard.
you
You know what I'm talking about. This has one of those, and it's also a touchscreen. And when you select that weapon, you select arm it, and you hit arm, and it actually, just like you suggest, comes up. A radical comes up. It's got the varying circles that come up around it, and the lines, the whole thing. And you can, as you touch the screen, it moves around. So who do you wish to try and target?
I think this guy here.
Okay. So
what I'm hoping to do with this is link my camera wirelessly into the system so that I can lean out the window and target from my own display.
Okay.
Move the reticule across the display with my finger, and then when I get it on target, then I can capture the tracers. And I'm going to hope it's actually got tracers.
This is okay. So you got a couple things. To link your camera equipment to the onboard system would take time and potentially skill.
Yep.
Which just thinking it through, what it would take to do something like that. I think I'm going to say that the targeting system is dedicated to the onboard cameras, though.
Ah, right.
Okay, I think that would be reasonable. Now, if you were a net runner, you might be able to change that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
To link your camera in with the onboard system, you might be able to do something with that. You could use. I'm just thinking how I would do it if I was setting up a system like that. You know, not that I have set up a system with guns on it, but but anyway, so you could use your camera out the window. You could use this system. You've already had an indication the system records the video, so you potentially can have that video available for later. You could plug into the system and record the system's video on your camera.
Yeah, that might be the better way of doing it.
You could do that. Part of this thing that you're looking at, there are ports on the side of it, so it wouldn't be difficult for you to, or an unreasonable thing that there'd be a video out, audio out, or combined, or whatever thing that you could just plug your camera into and record the video from the onboard system. I'm going to say a couple things. If you want to hook one way or another, if you want to hook your camera into the onboard system, that would be one thing to do. Use your video with the onboard stuff. If you want to hook your camera up to the onboard stuff to record the onboard video from your screen or whatever, that would be an action, and you could do that. Targeting and firing at this guy is an action. Let's see. That covers it. Basically, each of those would be a separate action, because you've only got a few seconds and you're not familiar with the system that far ahead of time. So
I think I'll just stick with firing the miniguns and
okay.
Downloading the.
Assume you can download the video later.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's see. So technically, it's shooting, but it's your ability to aim. There. Let's see. The radical does not change color or anything like that as you click on the guy, basically on the screen. You find that wherever you click on the screen, that's where the radical stays. So as the truck is moving around some and the bike's moving around some, you have to kind of follow the guy on the screen to keep the gun aimed. Okay. So let's see. Do you have a heavy weapon? You don't have a heavy weapon skill, do you?
No.
Okay, but you're only pushing a fire button. I am going to say use your handgun skill. You're not familiar with the system, but the system is back and forth. It's not. I'm trying to figure out if you're going to get a bonus or not. I'm going to say this round you're still figuring out how all this works. So no negatives, no bonuses. Use your handgun skill for the attack number, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah. Just point out here that I did get to level 97 on Doom.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
And you rolled a 1.
Yep.
Alrighty then. So, as the truck is bouncing around, see all this, again, this is all within a few seconds here. The driver did that big swerve and knocked that, hit the motorcycle, the guy that was at the back, basically attacked him with the truck. And the navigator was controlling that minigun, and when he blew apart that guy at the back. So as you're trying to do this, the truck suddenly swerves, and your finger goes way off the side of the screen. The gun does fire, but off into the distance. Doesn't hit anything. Let's see, what was your fumble roll? Was a 5. So yeah. Okay. So basically that's it. As that swerve happened, you weren't expecting it. You weren't anticipating any kind of big change like that. And you're tracking him. You're doing a good job. You with your other hand, you hit the fire button. Just as you're hitting the fire button, the truck swerves. Your hand goes off to the corner of the screen. Some bushes or tree or something off in the distance probably got destroyed. But that's it. So This guy really doesn't even know you were trying to attack him. He doesn't do anything differently. He didn't. You know.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. That's that round, guys. Well, that was fun. Initiative, everyone. Think.
Even worse on my initiative.
Well, you had a 10 last round, so, you know.
Yeah, so
that.
it's not quite as bad.
Yeah,
no.
not quite as bad.
Yeah, as the solo, I am the crappiest, slowest solo on the face of the planet.
May I suggest you look into some cyberware or something?
No, I'd just like to roll more than a 2 on a d10.
That would probably help as well. Yes, that would help as well. All right, so. Oh yeah, he rolled an 8, and Bullet has, with modification, he has a rather significant reflexes stat. Yeah. So he is first. No surprise. So he was coming back around, and Marcellus, his bike. I'm just gonna use this. I'm not gonna worry about trying to keep moving this. Oops, maybe. Not gonna let me get rid of it. Okay, there. We're gonna assume Bullet is on his bike. There's not a separate icon for his bike now. But anyway, so he was making his way back around here. Marcellus, you would see you being the solo you are would not be hard to figure out. He was probably maneuvering in behind the pickup to take out the gunner, which you have done now. You've handled that. So he is kind of putting himself in here. He doesn't. Let's see. He wouldn't want to get in front of the bus because he doesn't want to get run over. His minigun's probably the bus is going to be pretty heavily armored. Yeah, so yeah. He's just gonna sit right back over here someplace. He will across the you've got the comms, right, Marcellus? You're on comms?
Yep.
Okay. You'll hear Bullet coming over the radio to he says, Marcellus, you gonna take over that truck or you wanna get it out of the picture? And you can respond. You got your 7 words without using an action.
Cool. Let me get
If you
on
want.
it first.
Okay. I think that was the point. You know, he was giving you the option if you were going to try to take control of the vehicle and make use of it, or something else. So, okay. So that was his turn. He's not doing anything else at the moment. Marcellus, it is your turn. What you gonna do, bud?
Well, Bullet's there, so my initial thing has gone. So I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. Trucks move right up, so I'm now going to go back over the top of the truck and leap back onto the tractor trailer.
You're gonna go up on the other side, on the right-hand side this time, or are you gonna try to make your way to the left, or try to make your way to the top of the trailer?
Well, I want to be able to get back to the top of the truck so I can reclaim my AK, and then I'm going to be running and leaping from truck to truck until I can get close enough to start shooting the bikers again.
Okay. So you have gotten much closer. The pickup is closer than he was. Let me see. Your leap is 6 meters, like 20 feet. I'm going to say that he is now within your leap. The truck is. So you still have to roll athletics for something like this, but you don't have nearly as high difficulty. What's your reflexes?
My reflexes is 9. My athletics is 6.
So yeah, and I was thinking a difficulty of 15. So yes, that works. Difficulty is 15. Just don't fumble.
Do I put a point of luck or no? I'm gonna risk it.
Well, I would say you made it. Okay, so the truck has these. It has these platforms off either side, the left and the right side, and you started out on the one on the left, right? Okay, and then it has the stuff on top also. Now your simplest way from the truck would have been to go to the platform on the right and then climb up on the roof of the truck and do whatever you needed to do, get your weapons back and stuff, right? But just as you go to leap, the truck, he sees you climb down on the hood, on the bonnet here. He sees you doing that and decides he's going to try to get you off. He actually moves up and rams the back of the semi just as you jump. But you rolled a double, two critical 10s.
Yep.
So you actually use his momentum. You leap up onto the truck, do a roll, grab your AK from on the other side, and end up on the roof. Oops, no, not the truck. You. There you are. Okay, thank you. Leap up on the truck as part of your whole athletic maneuver. Grab your weapon. Grab whatever it is you may have left up here. Almost anything that you left up here, you're able to grab and continue to maneuver. You end up on top of the. Since your goal was to move forward in the line of the combat, right? Okay.
Yep.
So you make your way all the way forward to the cab of the truck, and they are following close enough that you end up on the top of the next box truck. All in that one athletics roll, because that's just 40 is just insane. So you are
for a brain dance, so I don't have to save all the money up.
you get so you're on the back of that 20-foot box, the smaller of the two box trucks. You're on the roof of it, of the back. You also, because that's just too good a roll to not use it for. Maybe. There it goes. That sheet I don't need down. Okay, well I'm not pulling it. Oh, actually, what is your? Oh, here it is. I finally got it. Never mind. I can look at it. I can see it now. I just finally got it to come up. You are. I'm gonna just as a way to remember. I am gonna make your athletic skill is now a 6.5. No, we don't want to do that because if you have to roll athletics again, it'll count it as a 6.5. So I don't want to do that. However you want to remember, however you want to make a note of it. But in any case, I'm giving you 30 points toward increasing your athletics.
Sweet.
So you're basically halfway to increasing your athletics a point. Because that was just a over-the-top kick-ass roll. Yeah. Okay?
On your character sheet, the second box is for IP.
And it looks like you're... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Austin.
So if you put 10, 20, 30, whatever in the second box, it doesn't affect your roll. So if I do human perception, which has got a 10 in that you awarded me once, I haven't increased it since, but I don't suddenly come up with 18 as my base roll instead of 8.
And it looks like you were maybe using it. Yeah, there you go. That works. That works as a way to do it. Okay. I was going to say, it looks like you're keeping track of everything you...
Record what I've spent in the
right.
various But I've just put a +30 against the athletics.
That
Getting
works.
ready
There you
going
go.
up to-
So that was like a incredible. So you and your athletics are between the last one and this one. That's a because you know you made that other incredible roll on athletics too. So there you go. So you did that. You are on that front truck. Bad guys get to go. Okay. So these guys are up here now. And I don't know if anybody... Marcellus, you would probably be able to see this. Stringer, the way you're looking through cameras and stuff, decent chance you could see it. Bullet can see it. This guy is going full auto. He's kind of doing the same thing the other guy. He has an assault rifle of some sort. All you guys can maybe see is the barrel coming outside. He's keeping one hand on the bike, and he's got the assault rifle laying over his other arm, is the elbow of his other arm here, and he is firing at this truck, and this guy's doing the same thing, firing at the front of this truck as well. This guy is going to come up over here. He is coming up real close to the passenger door area of that second truck. He is coming up to the passenger door of that truck. And this guy is coming up to the driver's door of this truck. And the driver here is going to back off and start to maneuver over this way. And that's it for them for the moment. Stringer, it's your turn.
Okay.
So where he is, you might have line of sight. If you want to use that weapon again, you might have line of sight on this guy.
Yep.
If you switch weapons, you might be able to get line of sight on this guy. Switch, you know.
I'll
which
go
one
for
you're
this
on.
one.
Okay. So you are good on that, and the driver driver will say, "Sorry about that. I'll try to warn you next time I maneuver."
Yep. Okay.
So you can do your attack roll again. Let's see. These guys are at their higher bonus for these guys. So that.
That's 14 plus whatever bonus I get for the auto part.
No, you did your heavy weapons. I'm going to say you can go ahead and use your handgun because you do have
In that
skill
case, then that's 21 plus whatever bonus I get for the.
Plus, okay.
My handgun's 7, so. And my heavy weapons is 0.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. You can, since you have, we're just technically it is a heavy weapon, but you're controlling it through a computer.
Yeah.
And everything. So I'm giving you the use of a skill that you actually have a points in.
Yep.
You know, that's reasonable.
That's 21 plus whatever the bonus is for the auto fire.
Okay, so yeah, you hit him. And I will let me see damage in this thing. So it's 6d6. In even if you only did say just to round everything off, so you did a 2-second burst with it, and these things still do crazy number of freaking rounds. I don't think it matters. And what exactly the rolls come out to. Because you have hit him. Okay, so you fire, you do you hit the fire button. It does a just over 2-second burst. When you just tap of the fire button, that's what it does. Okay.
Yep.
This you end up. Some of the bullets do graze the side of the tanker back here, or side of this truck. Marcellus, you will get. There's a few rounds that go stray. Don't hit you or anything, but you can hear that there's rounds flying through the air over on this side of the vehicle. Not terribly far from. It feels like they're about to hit you, but they don't. And this guy just gets the bike, the guy get torn apart by these rounds. And there's a big smear, a cloud of debris, blood, stuff. is all over the back and goes down the side of this truck. I'm gonna say there's enough debris and stuff. That next. Yeah, he makes it. This guy had to do a riding check. This guy is gone. And okay, so Stringer, you have taken out that rider. Do you want to try and do anything else this round?
Well, if I can actually stick my head out of the window so I can, film this pile of debris and the smear on the tarmac. as we go
Absolutely.
past it.
Yep, you
Okay.
can do that. You can do that. Okay, so you're getting footage. Okay. So bad guys did that stuff. You took your action there. Let's see. Six. All the truck drivers seem to be 5. Okay. Marcellus, the truck you're on does swerve quite a bit. Not sure what's going on with this driver, what's going on with him, but he kind of swerves around some and seems to get it back under control. Got a couple of 10s in there, but it's really they're just keeping their vehicles under control. They're not having any problems. And you leapt over. Okay, so Bullet's going to try to do a second action. Let's see, but it's not a fumble. Minus 3, and they get their defensive roll on. Okay. So, Bullet gets behind. Stringer, you can see it from the video cameras. Marcellus, if you're paying attention, you're going to catch it. Bullet, now that you're off the truck, Bullet gets right in behind this truck, this pickup. And keep in mind, now this looks like a sport bike. It's fairly low to the ground and everything. This is a big raised up truck, big wheels and everything. But he gets right behind it and opens up with the two rotary guns on the sides of his bike and shreds both back tires of the pickup. Good enough. Doesn't take much. He does this. The truck comes over here this way some. Actually, I should roll for. Is he okay? Yeah. Bullet's okay. The truck, however, tries to get control back, swerves, goes like this, and then rolls and rolls and rolls, and goes off the side of the road, and is out. As you guys continue down the highway at, 70 miles an hour or whatever it was you guys were driving.
Yep.
Okay, so pickup's out of commission. Next, yet again, we roll initiative. Okay, Marcellus 21. Oh, and I gotta roll for these guys. 2 also. Well, okay, initiative. That's funny. Everybody got different numbers, but the order didn't change. Okay, then. So, Bullet is first. Going pretty fast. Bullet will say over the comms, he's going to say, "Does anybody have something to take out that bus?"
Yeah, I can try.
Okay. Well, the bus is just kind of well, actually, it's not moving yet because it's not their turn yet. Okay, so you said that. So since you said that, he is going to fly or try to come back up here. assuming he doesn't fail. Fail. So he comes right up behind this guy. Excuse me. Marcellus, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm looking to move up onto this truck and shoot this guy.
And you, shoot him with your. Let's see, you did 10 rounds, so you still got 20 rounds in your mag. Okay, yeah. Right.
Rounds.
Or 21, yeah. Okay. I was thinking about, at first I was thinking you did that full auto and you haven't reloaded yet, but no, you did the burst instead. Okay. So you are, let's see, you were on that truck, so you got athletics, you got to move to the next truck first. That's your first action.
Yep. Which I'm assuming is another athletics roll.
Yep. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, it didn't come through. Yes, another athletics roll for that. That's your first action. And I'm going to say these guys are following fairly close together. You are within your leap range, so it's a don't fumble it, which you didn't. So you are able to make your way to the next truck. Really, you're wishing you had a drone or something, one of those action drones that could be following you and videoing this, because this would be really good for your resume.
Yeah, I do. I'm hoping that there's at least cameras in places that have picked up some of it.
Yes. So you make your way up there. Your second attack, you're going to fire at the guy. You can do full auto or 3-round, or what's your plan?
3 rounds.
Okay, so take your shot.
Which is a -3, but the 3-round burst in close range gives a +3, so it balances itself out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll call that good. Well then. Holy crap, dude! Well, okay then. I'm going to roll it, but unless he gets a 10, which he didn't, you exploded. You got a double 10 again. Holy crap.
Really?
Only one. Only one round hit him. Okay, let's see.
Well, the damage is there, 22.
I'm going to, yeah, and it's hit location 4. But you rolled so damn high. The guys on the... Okay, these guys are wearing helmets as far as that goes. They're wearing leathers and all that. I am going to say, if you, with your roll, this is, cinematic effect, because we've had such freaking rolls here, we got to call this is like we're shooting a movie or something. You can call... I'm going to give you a called shot. You can pick where you want to hit him, or if you want to hit the bike, what part of the bike, what part of the guy, whatever. What do you want your one bullet to have hit? Exactly.
Well, it's an armor-piercing round, so what are we going to talk about here? Might as well just... I don't know whether to have it blow the tyre out and have him slip and go underneath the truck wheels. Let's go for that. Blow the tyre out and hope that it basically flips the truck, one of the trucks rolls over the top of it.
Well, even better. Well, I'm going to say, yes. You hit the sprocket and axle of the rear wheel with your AP round. And these are regular, they're dual-purpose bikes. So they're not sport bikes, they're not off-road bikes. They can do a little bit of both. But they're not armored bikes. Your one round, let's see, you did 22 damage. It tears up part of the wheel. It tears up the drive mechanism. And I will give him a driving check, because, or riding check. Yeah, that's not high enough. Yeah, he goes down sideways, the bike goes down, and we'll give the driver of the truck an opportunity to do something. Okay. So, the driver of this truck, this is the same guy that... Oh, no, that was the truck. That was the other truck that had the problem last round. The driving check round problem. But anyway. So this is apparently this guy's a really good driver, because this is one of the guys who rolled a 10 on his driving on all the driving checks last round. He notices this bike going down, and this truck... Oops, I'll get it here. Okay. So as the bike goes down, he moves the truck over the top of the bike. So the bike's riding along. You blew out the part of the back wheel and stuff, so the bike goes over and down and starts to slide sideways. And as it goes down, the driver of the truck just pulls the truck over the top of it, so he comes in right in front of the rear wheels. Runs over the bike, obviously, and he brings the truck back into where it's supposed to be. So now the bike gets destroyed, so now we need 2 driving checks, because the other 2 trucks are going to have debris and what's left of the bike and rider. Good enough. They don't fail. This truck, so this one that you're riding on, what you do again? Just don't fail it, but do an athletics check again, because this truck does do a sudden swerve to the left and then back to the right, and it bounces all over the place as he runs over the motorcycle. So yeah, so that's an athletics check, Marcellus. Make sure, because this is a flat roof. There's nothing to hold on to up here.
I've been pushing my luck quite hard. I'm actually spending that 1 point of luck so it's not a fumble.
Okay. Hold it.
Oh, please. Try a double exploding 10.
Again.
Again. That's 3 in a row.
Okay. Alrighty then. So. Holy shit. Okay. First, let me say, Stringer. There is a monitor. We didn't mention this before, and it just hadn't come up because this is just too cool to not have it. There are also, in scrolling through the different video feeds and so on, there are actually 2 cameras on top of the truck you're in. One facing, in addition to the side views, there's a couple on top. No, even better. On top of this rig, there is a dome, one of the domes, and it has a spinning camera in it. This camera is spinning 360 degrees in a circle all the time. It spins fast enough. It's doing like what would it be? About 500 revolutions a second. It's spinning fast that it is picking up a 360 degree image from the roof of the truck. So everything from the roof of from the plane, top plane of the truck up all the time. Okay? So that's one of your video feeds that you potentially are going to have available later. So, Marcellus, as he runs over this bike, the whole truck, I mean, the bike's getting just completely destroyed, demolished, but the whole truck comes off the ground, 1.75 meters around, give or take, pushing 3, 4, 5 feet, something like that. The whole truck does a big bounce as it runs over this thing. You get thrown up into the air, and you are paying attention. So as it bounces and as you're getting thrown, you actually do another leap as the truck bounces. You go forward, and these are 2 tanker. This is a tanker truck. You end up on the catwalk that goes across the top of this tanker up here, having used the momentum from the truck bouncing over the motorcycle to propel you forward and up onto the next vehicle.
Fabulous.
And this guy's gone. And Stringer, you got video of that and his other leaps as well with that 360 degree camera. So yeah, holy shit, dude! I don't think I've ever seen double 10s 3 times in a row. Okay, yeah. So that's your turn. So that was that. The bad guys. I don't know, Marcellus. Are you gonna try to do anything else this round? This would be what, a third action? The leap would be 2. No, 1, 2, 3. This would be a 4th action. If you wanted to try something else, it would be a 4th.
No.
Okay, just checking though.
No. I'm cool.
You're good. You're good enough. Okay. All right. So that makes it bad guy's turn. Bad guys are dropping like flies. Is what the bad guys are doing. No, this guy tries to climb up on the side of this truck here. And he's going to try to make his way into the cab of that vehicle. So that's pretty good. However, okay. So this guy is trying to climb up into the cab of this truck. The navigator that's in this truck has a let's see, what would they have? I'm going to say they've got a Hurricane, a full auto shotgun. And as this guy's climbing up, the navigator rolls the window down and lets loose with this Hurricane, this full automatic. And I think I've got the stats right here. I think it's a bunch of rounds. I forget what it holds. Okay, well I don't have it right here, but it doesn't matter. It holds like 20 rounds or something like that of 12 gauge, and just unloads into this guy. And the navigator rolled a 10 for their hit on that. So dodge for the, yeah. This guy goes bye-bye. His bike, let's see. I decided that half of them? Yeah, half of them. So, okay. So, the guy that was trying to get into this truck, he gets just hit with all these shotgun rounds. And it's kind of humorous if we could watch him in slow motion. And actually, this will be on that video. The video's being recorded from the truck back here. Stringer is fast enough. He'll get right there, and then he gets hit by a round, and he's there. He gets hit by another shotgun round, and another shotgun round, and another shotgun round, and until he's out of sight. He just keeps getting pushed back. Because if you go frame by frame, you know, on the video. His bike, however, I'm going to use, if I can get it to select it. There we go. Okay, see if it'll let me do this. This is going to be this dude's bike. Okay. Well, I don't know what, but it's not letting me. There we go. Okay. So the guy's bike is right there and just seems to be continuing to move forward without a rider. That's those guys. These guys, they are also going to try to get in. One guy tries to get in, another guy. Okay, so guy on the right jumped onto the side of the truck, but has not been able to wasn't able to get in or anything. Guy on the left failed trying to get onto the truck, but makes it back onto his bike. So he's just so this dude's just still riding. This guy is now hanging off the side of the truck. Oops. Here, this guy. He is now hanging off the passenger side of the truck. He doesn't get anywhere else. That's that. This guy is gone now. He's off. Okay. And the bus coming up here. That's this guy. Stringer, what are you doing? Muted mic, maybe?
Gonna use the minigun, and I'm gonna have a go at the bus.
At the bus, okay. Very good. Oh, what happened? Okay.
I'm going to use my one non-fumble point.
Okay.
And 24 to hit.
Okay, 1 moment. Sorry, give me just a moment. Okay, there's nothing there. Okay, these guys get their dodge, which is pretty decent. He tied you, and defender wins. So I'm gonna call it this way though. You do hit the side of the bus, but the armor plating seems to hold up. You a couple of chunks of armor. This bus, it's a true punk knot. It's all kinds of random, just like the pickup was. It's random pieces of armor, different kinds, panels off of other vehicles that have just been welded or bolted or whatever to the sides of it. A couple of chunks of the armor of the whatever layers do come off and go bouncing down the road, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down or anything at this point. Okay, that's so you're using that one of the front guns. And actually, okay, yes, you do that. That's your roll.
Yeah, bear in mind that was not modified for the number of shots fired.
Well, that's right. You got die first to hit because of the quantity of rounds. Okay.
I mean, even if it
no, you're right.
+1.
I forgot about that. Yeah. No, you even +1 and you've actually hit him, and then potential full damage. Well, okay, you're right. So I'm going to change that answer. Actually, so you took control. We're going to say, since you didn't it would be one of the guns on the side, but you didn't say which. You took control of the minigun on the back corner over here. The navigator is actually controlling the one up here also. It would be, that would be... because they have the heavy weapon skill. Wow. Okay. Well, apparently the navigator doesn't know how to arm the weapons on their own vehicle. Because they rolled a 1 twice trying to shoot the other minigun at the bus.
Yeah.
So apparently that failed. You did so, yeah. But you're right. You have the bonus to hit because of the number of rounds. So you hit him. This is a very heavily armored bus, however. But it's a crap load of rounds. Let me see. How many rounds did we figure? Were you thinking it probably does at least a couple hundred rounds a second, or a few hundred rounds? Or how many how many would you say? You have had some that little bit of experience with these kinds of weapons.
Yeah. As the caliber increases, the rate of fire slows down, but that's only relatively speaking. 7.62 is about 100 rounds a second.
Okay.
50 cal 12.7 is 60 to 70 rounds a second, so 14.5 is going to be almost
14,
identical.
50, 60 rounds a second, give or take. It fires for 2 seconds. We're going to say, just to make them even numbers, 50 rounds a second. So that's 100 rounds hit it. 100. So do 660. Well, I don't even know if there's a point in doing that. So that's just going to be ridiculous. But what the hell? Let's see what it produces. So 100 times 6 die 6, right? So 600. So do 600 die 6. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's see what we get.
Oh, that only gave me 1. I'm not sure how to modify for doing a number.
You can just you can just do slash. You can do, if you type it out, you can do /r space 600 die 6. 600 letter D 6. Yeah, there you go. That would be 66. You're to 1,991 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay, so you spray the side of this bus. The armor gets shredded. Chunks of armor and steel plating and ceramic plating and all kinds of stuff go flying and go everywhere. Actually, we're going to do a driving check for the driver of this vehicle. He's okay. He's good. It just tears the hell out of the armor. You chew up all the tires on this side, get torn up. Everything. Let's do a driving check for the bus driver. Gonna do that. Actually, I had a driving skill, didn't I? Oh, it would be 13. 13 minus 5. Plus 8. It's not enough. There was a chance. Alright, so yes, you tore the hell out of the side of this bus. Marcellus, you can see this looking back too. The side of this bus just 114 millimeter rounds flying through the sides of this bus, all over it. The bus goes sideways. If I can get this thing to do it, maybe. It goes sideways, and then it rolls on its side, and then it slides, and let's see if... And explodes. Big fireball, big boom. There must have been like gasoline stored in this thing or something, because normally a bus going outside, it wouldn't explode per se, but or fuel, chew, or whatever. There must have been a bunch of fuel stored in this thing that got ruptured or something, because that's a big ass fireball happening right there. Bus is out of the picture. You successfully took down a punk knot, all on your own, sure. Well, all on your own with a 14 millimeter. Okay. We need to do a
But with
cool
something
check.
like that, with the fuel, like 10 or 15 rounds go through the tank, but they're going through so close together that they're just vaporizing the fuel, and then the next lot that goes through spark and set the explode.
Well, between that and I was, if you've been able to capture it, there were multiple barrels of Chew-2 in the back of that bus. A bunch of barrels of it, because that was a refueling vehicle and stuff too. We're gonna roll before we do initiative again. Let's see. What can we use? Would both of you go ahead and roll intimidate for me? Because you've taken out everything but 2 bikes of this crew. So I'm gonna do a cool check on the 2 riders that are left.
Yep.
I'm
Didn't
gonna
fumble this
say
time.
cool. Say 6. Sure, 6.
Yeah, they're luck into this.
Okay. Oh, actually, Bullet gets to roll that too. Might as well. He's gonna put. Oh, I think he has luck.
Not really
Oh, yeah.
luck in that either. Never mind.
Well, Bullet's rolling, and he's putting luck into his too. Okay. 15, 23, 25. And the 2 punks rolled cool checks of 9 and 11. So, this dude just kind of pulls off, starts slowing down, moves off to the side. The other guy's hanging off the side of the truck. So he's going to try to get back on his bike. Maybe? Kind of low. I'll give him that. Alright, he gets back on his bike. He speeds up and goes over here and just kind of slows down and pulls up next to his fellow here. And they're just stopped. They're pulling off the road and right here. Bullet will say, last 2 raiders fleeing. Should we go after them? And this bike, oh man, I forgot it. Yeah, this bike actually continues. This bike that's right here, by the way, that has no rider on it, continues to keep pace right in line with this truck. Oh, go ahead. You guys have an opportunity to respond to Bullet.
Yeah, I was just going. You're the only one that can.
Yeah. Let them go. The footage of them disappearing over the desert.
Plus, the
Pretty
word will
good.
be out, and it'll reduce the chances of anyone else trying to attack.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there's still a bike there, which means that I can try and get on the bike and get ownership of said bike.
There's that. Okay, well these guys they continue to pull off. They slow down quite a bit and turn off and start going off-road, driving off that way. You also guys, basically, Bullet says, it's always good to leave somebody alive to tell the tale.
Yep.
And so they drive off, they're heading off that way. Bullet comes back up, whoops, is going to take his position back up front. Okay, so Marcellus, you're going to try to make your way up to the next vehicle and onto that bike, right?
Yep.
And, okay.
Gotta keep
So,
going.
we're going to call that 2 athletics rolls. We don't need to do initiative for this at this point. We're going to call it 2 athletics rolls. And then something for you to take. Holy shit. You're kidding me. Another 10. Well, at least it wasn't a double 10. Alright, let's see your next roll.
Oh, and a fumble finally.
Uh-oh. That was for getting on the bike.
That was for getting on the bike.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way I can say it. I will give you were trying to get on the bike, you fumbled coming over the side, you rolled high in the fumble number though, which is so I'm going to give you an athletics roll to grab onto the side of the truck. You're coming down where the door is, the little steps to get up into the truck. There's going to be handholds on the side of the truck for pulling yourself up inside the truck if you're trying to get in. So I will give you another roll to grab onto something on the side of the truck. 21, which is sufficient. So you are now hanging off the side of the truck.
Oh, I'm still onto the bike.
As far as anybody, and Marcellus, as far as anybody knows, that's what you meant to do. You meant to climb down the side of the truck before you jumped over to the bike.
Oh, and I fall again.
Unless, of course, you fumble again. Well, sorry, I don't think I can. I don't know if there's anything else we can. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you go rolling off. Marcellus, you can see all this happening. Sorry, Marcellus, yeah, obviously you can see it happening. Stringer, you can see all this happening. Navigator of this truck says, Marcellus is down. He fell off the side of the truck.
Oh, shit.
There's that. Somebody from the navigator of this truck, you see, you're starting to fall behind because they're moving.
Yeah.
Navigator of one of these other trucks says, yeah, I see him. He's rolling. He's still rolling.
Just how much damage have I taken?
Well, let's see. We're going, what, 7? We'll say we're going 70 miles an hour. And I'm not going to get out the book. But I'm going to say at 10 or even 20 miles an hour with a decent athletics roll, you could probably avoid damage. So that would bring it, if that worked, we'd still be 5. I'm going to give you an athletics roll to reduce your damage. We'll call it that way. The higher you roll in your athletics, the more your damage will be reduced. In general, I'm going to say a die no armor, die 6 per 10, but you can reduce that by at least 2 or 3. Okay, I'm going to say that's enough to reduce it by 3, so 4 die 6. So that's not bad, but no armor. Because this is banging on the ground and rolling over rocks and parking blocks or boulders, whatever might be out there.
Yep.
So 4 dice, that's not bad. I'm going to say you've got a good enough athletics and all that. That I'm going to call this. So 12 points. What's your BTM?
1 second. BTM is very good. -5.
Okay, so 7 points. So you're going to take 7 points of damage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you do have to roll a stun check, -1, to see if you go unconscious. Which basically that's your body -1, and you have to roll under that.
Body -1, so 1d10, isn't it?
It's a die 10. This is the only time in this game where rolling low is on a die 10 is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, die 10 stick. Your body, you're like a 10 or something, or 12.
11, I think.
You're 11. So you just got to roll. You had to roll a 10 or under, and you rolled a 6. So you are still conscious, but you are bleeding. You are scraped up. What kind of clothing were you wearing? That or I don't know. What were you wearing? Battle gear. You were wearing battle gear. Battle gear.
Battle, not metal gear,
Okay,
so.
not metal gear, but the battle gear clothing line. So
Yeah.
it is kind of, it's going to be torn up, some rips, some tears, lots of, you're dusty, dirty all over. You rolled, it seems like you rolled for 5 minutes, but it was probably only really just, 5 or 10 seconds. And you finally come to a stop and can get up. But
Oh,
the convoy is passing you by.
I'll open the door and lean out with a hand. If he misses me, well, fuck it.
yeah.
No,
I'm gonna attempt to run on the diagonal down to make a leap onto the back truck again.
You can't run 70 miles an hour, though.
No, I know, but I
Okay.
was further up.
That's true. So you're saying as soon as you stop rolling, you're going to get up. You're going to try to not lose, to have not lost enough ground that you can still grab this truck as it goes by.
Yeah, I'm imagining it. I've got a small opportunity to go for the
Right.
back truck.
Let's have your athletics. Why not? What the hell?
Wow.
So, why not? And I'm going to give you 2 options because Stringer's putting a hand out to try to help there and grab you. So you got that one, and then you can try to grab onto to like the bumper or something at the back of the truck. So I'll give you 2 options, 2 rolls. Assuming you fail the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This gives me the optimum filming angle if he goes
That's
under
right.
a wheel. But if he doesn't, it puts me in the position of sticking out a hand.
That's not high enough. Let's. I will give you how we do this. Let's see. Stringer, you roll athletics on the first. I'm gonna get, just because this is too cool to not have another thing here. Stringer, you get an athletics also to try to grab onto him.
Yep, I'm just looking for where the athletic skill is.
Right. Okay.
Right at the top of reflexes.
Ah. Yep.
Skill I use quite a lot, so.
Okay.
Fairly good, all things considered.
That's a very good roll, but the average is still not good enough to meet the difficulty. So, I was gonna go and give you a 20 difficulty. If you averaged, if between the 2 of your rolls averaged out to at least 20, but not quite. So, damn close. As you roll by, your stringer's leaning out, and your fingertips just miss as you're rolling by. You get one more chance to grab onto the back of the truck, and you got a 20 roll. So you did manage to grab onto something at the back of the truck, and you are now being dragged by the truck.
I tend to pull myself up.
So, we'll call that, considering the situation, we'll call that a really easy athletics roll. Again, just don't fumble it. Good enough. Yes, you can climb yourself way back up onto the side of the. You are now standing on the back bumper and stuff at the back of the truck. You would have to jump. You're standing. So you're standing on the back bumper on the tail end of this trailer. There isn't a ladder. There isn't a ladder or anything. There are the hinges and stuff for the back doors of the truck if you want to try to climb your way back up to the top. Or you could, or over comms, you could ask them to slow down and stop for you.
No. I'm hanging on the back. And I'm just gonna, over the comms, Marcellus is back on the convoy, and then pop the cigarette in and light it.
That's okay. There you go. So, Stringer from inside the cab. One of the cameras that's off the back of this truck is looking right down at the back doors. So for security, he was hooking up to another trailer or whatever, so you could see all that. So you missed his hand, but you see him pop up under the bumper, and he is now sitting on the back bumper of the truck. He's got one hand wrapped around the handle for the back door, so where the locking mechanism is for that, and with the other hand he pulls out a cigarette, lights the cigarette, and he's just sitting on the back of the truck, sitting off the bumper of the back of the truck, smoking.
Okay.
And then looking up into the camera, hoping it's got audio. Millibros, the only smoke worth.
Of course it's got audio. And of course, you guys hear that inside the cab. Okay. There you go.
I'm thinking, you know, Militech, I'm sure, would have brought out their own line.
Why not? Sure. Sounds good to me. Yep. Sounds like a plan. Now all you guys got to do is negotiate the endorsement before you release the video.
Of course.
Alright, so there's that. So you're there. He's back, bulletin lead. He comes over comms, he says, "Oh, is everybody okay? Has anybody seen Vex?"
Nope, haven't seen him.
Nah, he peeled off before it all kicked off. No idea where he went.
Okay, so nobody knows what happened to him. Okay. Anybody
Can you
need to
hear me?
stop? Yes, we can hear you. Are you talking about comms in game or in Zoom?
In Zoom, because
Okay.
yeah, I moved and accidentally unplugged my mic, and then it was giving me this, telling me to switch to a different mic system, and bollocks.
Okay.
Done.
No, yep, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, so Bullet does, basically, he says, okay, we're continuing on. Any reason to stop? Anybody need to stop?
Nope.
All good.
Each of the drivers or navigators check in for each vehicle. The people in the second one, that is, let's see. The second there is going to be. Okay, the second vehicle, which is the big full tanker, navigator in that guy, person named DAP or DP. Excuse me, person named DP. The navigator in this one says that Raff and Schiff bike is still driving on its own next to us. It's kind of spooky.
Weird.
And
Bullet,
Bullet will fade back to check it out. What's up?
I said, Bullet, you want to do the honors?
He was already making his maneuver to come around behind it. So yeah, I can take it out. I should be able to. He pulls it. He'll pull around behind it. He'll actually get back just a bit and sit real up tight to this other truck. And hits the trigger on the two guns on the sides. It'll be on camera. It won't Marcellus. Oh, you could Marcellus, if you want to lean out, you could probably see this. But he lets loose with his two guns on the sides of his bike. Takes out this bike. It gets destroyed, debris, and all that. As he's firing, the guns. Anybody who's looking can see the guns keep spinning, but there's no more ammo coming out. And they fold back in, and he pulls back up here, and he will say over the comms, "All right, that one's gone. My bike's armament is now spent, out of ammo." He can the specs I figured out for that. He only has enough ammo to run each of those guns twice, because it's not a very big bike. There's really nowhere to store a bunch of ammo, so he got 2 rounds of fire from each of those, and that was it. Okay, we were continuing on. Does well, except we don't know what happened to Vex, so we really can't go back for him. I don't know. You guys want me to go look for him?
If you're out of ammo, probably best if you stick with us.
Yep, that was it for the rotaries anyway. That was it.